it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Monday, and it's St Patrick's Day. So, happy St Patrick's Day to all the Irish, and hope you have a good day. So today it's all about Ireland, even in the shorts. But today's videos, we're going to have a band representing Northern Ireland, and we'll have a band representing the Republic of Ireland. So we're going to do an album ranking of a band called Ash. Now this band are not far from where Dave lives. Now they were formed in 1989 in a little town called Downpatrick, which is in County Down, which is just down the road from where Dave lives. Now it's got a fabulous cathedral, and it is the alleged burial site of St Patrick himself. And there is a little picture to see there, so I've been to his grave. Anyway, we'll go back to Ash. Formed by Tim Wheeler and Mark Hamilton and drummer Rick McMurray. They were a three-piece, and then they brought in Charlotte Hatherley for a little while, and she left, and they continue on playing, and over their career they have released 8 albums, all very good albums. So we'll rank them today. So coming in at number 8, we have the 7th album released in 2018 called Islands. Tim, Mark and Rick on here. First track is called True Story. It's an okay track. It's typical sort of Ash sound. Nothing wrong with that. Then we have Annabelle, a really good song. I love the bass line from Mark Hamilton on this. Really, he's got a groove. And then you add in a really nice guitar solo from Tim Wheeler. It's pretty cool. Buzzkill. It sounds a little bit like Annabelle, but then it goes into a really strong guitar solo. It's not too bad. Confessions in the Pool. Now this one's a little bit different. It's got another great bass line from Mark, and the drums, and there's a little bit of keyboard that really adds to the track. All that I have left is very Muse. It's a little bit too radio friendly for me. It's very too commercial. You Don't Need Your Love reminds me of the band Athlete in places. It's quite good. Somersault, quirky track with a great bass line again. Excellent. My favourite on here is Did Your Love Burn Out? I think the drumming on here from Richie is great. It's funky, and it's got little bits of groove in it as well. Silver Suit, another solid track. Don't mind that one at all. It's a track. It's okay. It's not outstanding. It's pleasant enough for an Ash track. And then Is It True? It's, I don't know. It's a bit of a filler for me. I don't know if they were struggling, I don't know. And then we've got Incoming Waves, which includes a hidden track, Easy Girl. It just locks something. It's a little bit hollow. It's not a bad album. I don't think it's got the same integrity as some of the others. It's you know, it's out there. They tried a few different things. Did it work? I'm not sure. But I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Coming in at number 7, we have the 2nd album from 1998, Nuclear Sounds. This has got Tim on guitar, Mark on bass, Rick on drums, Charlotte is on guitar and vocals. Additional musicians, Dick Curtain, the DJ, Harry Hossam Ramsey percussion, Dave Larkin percussion, Mal Wesson additional programming, and Will Malone the string arrangements. First track on here is called Projects. It's a pretty good track. I love the mix on the video is good. Excellent track. My favourite track on this one is a track called Low Ebb. It starts off with a nice acoustic sound, and then there's a few car sounds, and then the brilliant vocal as well works well. Jesus Says. This reminds me of, you remember the track Sans Plan de Moi, Plastic Bertrand? It's that sort of vein, and I think that's a great song, and so is this, one of my favourites off this album. Windsurf, a typical 90s rock track. It's got some great riffs on here. You know, the twin guitar of Charlotte and Tim really works on that. Excellent track. Then we have Death Trip 21. Love this again. Great vocal, great guitars, excellent track. And then we have Folk Song. It's one of the gentlest songs on here for Ash. It's pretty nice. Numbskull. There was a little bit of screechy vocal on here, which is unnecessary. This band don't need to do that, so it's not my favourite track. Burnout. It's not one of the best tracks on here. I think it's a little bit flat in places. Aphrodite, a good track. I like the acoustic on here. It's a really good acoustic track. I like that. Fortune Teller, strong riffs. Love that. Love that sort of sound. I'm Gonna Fall. Love Charlotte's vocal on this. Excellent. It's a pretty good album. They've moved on. They've taken that from that debut album. Having Charlotte was a great move, and I do like the acoustic tracks on here, so I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, then coming in at number 6, third album from 2001, Free All Angels. Once again, it's Tim, Mark, Rick and Charlotte. Additionals on here is Ollie Krauss on string arrangements and Steve Ludwig does some additional backing vocals. First track on here is called Walking Barefoot. I love the bass on here from Mark. It's an absolute killer bass line, and the guitars fit nicely around that bass line. Shining Light. It's that sort of early 2000s rock. It's a very good track. Some great riffs on that. Burn Baby Burn. Another solid rock track. The guitar riffs on this are terrific. And once again, Mark's bass line sort of holds it together nicely. Candy. Probably the weakest track on here. But I do like Charlotte's backing vocals on that. Cherry Bomb. Nothing to do with... The Runaways. It's a proper rock track, the best track on the album. That cheeky guitar solos are thumping. The drums on this are brilliant from Rick. Submission, another great track, second favourite track on here. It's a brilliant rock track. Someday. Now this has got strings in and it really adds to it. If it hadn't been for them strings, I think it'd have been a little bit shallow, but the strings just give it that extra depth in that track. Then we have Pacific Palisades, a solid track. It's short, it's sharp, it's quite gritty, like that Shark. What a guitar solo on here from Tim Wheeler. It's just a good old-fashioned metal track, to be quite honest. It's got that bit of that post-punk feel to it as well. Sometimes one of the nice gentle tracks. When they do a gentle track, it's always pretty good. I do like that. It's a great vocal. Nicole, another real raunchy attack here. Guitar riffs all over it. Brilliant. Then we have There's a Star. Nice riffs with the strings on it. Really works well on that one. And World Domination, a real punk rock sound to it. Excellent track to end the album. This is a really good album where the sound of Ash was really starting to come through. Very solid album. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay then, coming in at number 5, we have the 6th album, released in 2015, and it's called Kablammo. Charlotte has now left, so it's just Tim, Mark and Rick. And we've got... the cheerleaders. We've got Leanne Makuma, Laura Mitendofa and Daniel Johnson. That's on track 5. String arrangement is Ilan Erskari, and the strings are done by the London Metropolitan Orchestra, conducted by Andy Brown. So the first track on here is called Cocoon. My favourite track on here, I love the start of this. That keyboard is great. Then the guitar comes in. It really then wakes you up with that great riff. Excellent track. Let's Ride. Very generic rock track, but it's okay. You know, it's got a groove to it. Machinery. I do like this. Their sound had changed a little bit. I think they'd come to a crossroads and they wanted to do a few more experimentals, and it sort of works. Free is another great track. It's rocky, the bass line is great. It's a catchy tune. Go Fight Win. I like this. When you put the best way to listen to this under the headphones, the bass line is incredible, and you got some lovely riffs from Tim on that. It is an excellent track. Then we have Moondust. This is quite mellow in places. I love the strings on this. And then there's an instrumental called Evil Knievel. It's really got one of that sort of 1960s instrumental songs applied on this. It's got a bit of Knights of Sidonia sort of sound on it as well. It's pretty good. I like that. Hedonism is the next track. Once again, fantastic bass line, but it's the sound had changed a little bit on this album, but it's still good. Dispatch, some really interesting riffs on this one. It's a pretty cool track. Shut Down. It's a good rock track. You know, back in 2015, rock was changing again, and they would go in with the trends. It's a really solid track. For Eternity, a track that without the strings would be a little bit shallow again, but when they add strings to tracks, it really does enhance in them. Bring Back the Summer. The worst track on the album. I don't know what was going on. What were they thinking? It's just not. It's the real oddball. I do like this album because I think it was a very bold move to do something a bit different. I think when they did Islands, they went a bit too far, but this has got that was quite experimental for them, but it worked, and it's a very solid album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.3. Coming in at number 4, we have the 5th album from 2007, Twilight of the Innocents. And this again was the first album without Charlotte. So it's Tim, Mark, Rick. Additional string arrangements this time is done by Paul Buckmaster. I Started a Fire, a really good opening trap on this. No mucking around here, straight into the track. Love the vocal from Tim, excellent track. You Can't Have It All, one of my favourite tracks on here. The bass line again from Mark is terrific. The drums from Rick are super as well. It's got that early Muse sound to it as well. Blacklisted, my favourite track on here. One of my favourite tracks by this band. I love Tim's riffs on here, and Mark's funky bass line really adds to it. Polaris, the drumming from Rick on here is brilliant. I love the guitar, especially with the plectrum sliding down the neck of the guitar. That sound is really good. Excellent track. Palace of Access, different. This is not heavy. It's got a nice acoustic feel to it. It's really good. End of the World, good track, and it's got the best guitar solo on the album. Then we have Ritual. It's a really good track. The beginning is fantastic. That opening riff really sets the tone of that track. Shadows, another excellent track. Bass line from Mark drives the track along. It sort of dominates the track. It also sort of sets the tempo. When the bass goes slow, everyone sort of gradually goes out and bring it back. It's a super little song. Princess C, it's got a stabby sort of guitar riff, and I love stabby riffs. The drumming sort of fits in around that. Excellent. Dark and Stormy, the weakest track on here. It just lacks some guts. Shattered Glass, this has got a bit more beef in it. I think if Dark and Stormy had got this same vibe, it would have been a better track. The solo is great. Sounds a little bit like Muse. Matt Bellamy's guitar solos, that one does. Then we have Twilight of the Innocent, the title track. Another good track, but I think it's that keyboard that really adds to this one. Solid album from top to bottom here, really. Even the weakest track, Dark and Stormy, it's not a bad track, it's just the weakest one on the album. So I shall give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then, coming in at number 3 is the 8th, the most current album that came out in 2023, and it's called Race the Night. It's just got Tim, Mark and Rick on it. So the first track is the title track, Race the Night. The start of this is like Stereophonics, Manic Street Preachers. The keyboard work from Tim is good on this. Excellent vocal. It's a real strong track to open the album. Usual Places, love the start of this. A great opening riff from Tim. It's after the experimentation of Islands, they've gone back to their core sound, and this really works. It's a great track, great bass line for Mark as ever. Reward in Mind, driving riffs, excellent guitar solo, one of the best tracks on the album. Oslo, featuring an American singer called Demara, fantastic song. I love the vocals. The contrast between Tim and Demira is really good. It's one of my favourite songs on this album. Like a God, the heaviest song on here. It's really raunchy, raw, great bass line. There's a little bit of effect on it. It's a little distorted. Some great riffs on here. And the drumming on it is super. It is definitely the best track on the album. Peanut Brain, another heavy track. Short, sharp, sharp, in, no messing about. Brilliant little track. Crashed Out of Wasted. It's a little bit long. It needs shortening a couple of minutes. You know, Ash should just stick to the short, sharp tracks. Not the middle bit seems to wander around a little bit. Brain Dead, love Richie's drumming on this. It's got a really good beat to it. It's got a foot tapping beat. It's a classic sounding Ash as well. Brilliant stuff. Double Dare. I like Tim's guitar work on this. It's quite psychedelic in places as well. Just a really, really strong track. Over and Out is Rick's best performance drumming on this album. That rolling drum at the start, that gets heavy. The riffs are good, and I'll just look how this builds up. And then we get a reprise of Like a God. I like the track, but why do we need a reprise? It's the guitar work though from Tim is excellent, but I don't know why they do it. It's a really good album. It's a lot better than Islands, and probably my favourite album since the Twilight of the Innocents. It's really back on form. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.7. So coming in at number 2, we have the debut album from 1996, and it's called 1977. Mark on the bass, Rick on the drums, Tim on the guitars. Additional musicians, string arrangements, Nickingham, and extra vocals on track 7 is Lisa Moorish. First track is called Lose Control. Great start. That opening riff just blows you away. Debut album, you've got to have a stunning first track, and that is it. That gets everybody hooked. Then we have Goldfinger. Good, strong, rich, thumping bass drum on this. Really goes through you. And the bass line from Mark is excellent as well. Girls from Mars starts off nice and gentle, oh dear, and then all of a sudden, bang, you get this huge bass line from Mark. It's just a solid track. I'd give you anything. Now this, I love this track. It's got a very AC/DC riff track. It's my favourite track on the album. Super track. Gone the Dream, solid. The riffs on this one are terrific. Kung Fu. Love the Kung Fu effects at the beginning. It's very punky, this one. I do like it. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's a bit ploddy. It's not very... It's a little disjointed for me. It doesn't flow very well. Then they have a track called Let It Flow, which does flow lovely. It's solid. Innocent Smile. It's got a bit of a U2 start, that riff at the beginning, but then it goes into more of a Matt Bellamy sort of guitar solo. It's a really good track. Angel Interceptor, sorry. It's probably one of the weakest tracks on here. It just sounds a little bit ordinary and flat. Lost in You. It's not heavy, but I like that it's got an electric guitar, but they've took off the distortion. Really adds to it, and it's got a super bass line on it as well. And the last track, Dark Side, Light Side. Funky bass line. Love that. It's a solid track. This was a really good debut album. Nothing fancy, no overdubs, just plug in and go rock. And it's a pretty solid album. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. But my favourite Ash album, my number one, is their 4th album, released in 2004, Meltdown. It's Tim, Rick, Mark and Charlotte. First track is the title track. Great vocal from Charlotte. You know, I loved this band when Charlotte was in it. She did give it a little bit extra. Her guitar playing is fantastic, and she had got a great voice. I love that track. Then we have Orpheus. The drumming from Rick on this is terrific, and you've got this lovely double riffy sound on the guitars. Fantastic track, one of the best. Evil Eye. It's the best vocal that Charlotte ever did with the band. It's an absolute classic for me. It's one of my favourite tracks ever by this band. It's absolutely brilliant. Her voice is great. She's got a real gritty voice. The riffs are good. Super track. Clones. Love Mark's bass line on this. Really strong track as well. Star-Crossed. Another good vocal. I love the combination of Tim and Charlotte's vocals on this. It really works well. Out of the Blue comes next. I have thought when Ash had the 2 guitarists, it was where their sound was the best. And you got one playing just a solid thing, and then one does the complex stuff. It really complements each other. Renegade, Cavalcade. Charlotte and Tim on here are fantastic. It's a great vocal. Detonator. The galloping drum beat from Rick is brilliant, and then you got solid playing from the rest of the guys. Solid track. On a Wave. I just love the bass line on this. Won't Be Saved. Probably the weakest track, but it isn't a bad track. It's just, I don't know, we need one more track on the album, but it has got a nice bass line, I must admit. And the last track is Vampire Love. Love the guitar work, especially the wah-wah guitar solo. It's absolutely brilliant from Tim. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, this is not just their best album. It's the best one they made with Charlotte. It's a shame she didn't hang around, because I thought she was a valuable asset to this band. I thought she just brought that extra dimension, especially with the singing. It's a terrific album, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.3. So there we go. I've been wanting to do this for a little while, but I thought I'd save it till today. Great band. I really like this band, and one of the finest bands to come out of Northern Ireland. Okay, coming up next is A Perfect Side, and representing the Republic, we're going to have a look at a U2 album, and it's The Fantastic War. So join me for that later. Bye for now.